Hello, Dana Meditation Center Iyuan. Today's lesson, traveling brings life back to square one. Traveling is about taking life back to square one. Basically, eating and sleeping is a departure from the routine of everyday life. When you come back, everything recovers to its original state, but it has changed a lot since before you went on a trip. Studying the mind is traveling through time. Scientists say that time and space are the same thing, but it is difficult to understand on a daily basis. Watching the village, which has become a core stage for vlogs in 10 days, makes me feel like I have traveled here. We have lived in our hearts for a long time, but we do not know much about that heart. Over time, we are also living by moving around the space. This heart is the basis for accepting all the records of life. If you look inside your mind, there are times when there are more bad things than good things, and sometimes it is full of burden that is not good or bad. It is said that it seems like dreaming when it is full of good things. You have to use only a small amount of the rules of this objective world in order to be able to live as always as you dream. It doesn't matter if you use only a little bit as you need it. But as I live, it becomes so big and takes over me. When I travel at this time, I feel that everything is broken. This time, I went on a package trip. I traveled to Europe for about 10 days with 30 strangers, and I came up with ideas of various negative experiences I have experienced in society. It became clear that these ideas were the words between people. However, there was nothing much conflict of interest with these people. As a result, after those ideas occurred, they disappeared quickly. With the development of society now, such ideas seem to have become very solid. You just have to make it clear that I don't deal with those ideas if you use this reversely, even if those thoughts are floating around. If I don't get caught at all, more people take it as comfortable, and I can also clearly express that people with few or no such ideas are comfortable. The most impressive thing while reading Yuval Harari's *Sapiens* was the story of backstabbing. The background of this development of society is that humans talk behind the scenes. However, this creates a reputation, and if you analyze it carefully, you can find a way to maintain purity while living in society. It is very important that no matter how much someone talks back about me, it does not correspond to it. And I am also letting go without talking back to anyone. It is a way to ensure that everyone else and I do not get hurt and help each other in society, rather than hoping that I will be the only one who is socially successful. In Buddhism, there is a thing called Inyok Paramil. It is the third of the six paramil, and even after completing the Boshi and Jige Paramil, there is still something to disgrace. Even if something unpleasant happens in society, there is no reason to express it or take issue with it. The travel group's purpose was simple, so it was very easy. There is no need to pursue something in the relationship because it is all about a safe and enjoyable few days of travel. Originally, it probably began with such a simple purpose when human civilization first began. However, as civilization developed, it became as complex as the human mind, and in this civilization created by human needs, people are living without room to live according to it. I don't exist to be arrogant because I am different and special from others. Everyone is different and special, so it's done to help each other. It would be nice if you could recognize the specialists of others first. And no matter who considers me special, there is no need to be burdened. My specialty can always shine within a group without being hurt. That is why society must be transparent. This network of organizations with something behind the scenes and the internal connections must be transparent. In Buddhism, there should be no illusions about this. In Buddhism, there is a state of things called anaham, and it is said that by saying that the state of breaking the anguish of sphere of desire, they have no intention of getting it even after gaining this state of anaham. Even if you were a class president at school, you would have a strong idea that you were a class president and that you were a class president. It would not be easy to break the anguish of sphere of desire, but having no such thoughts is a characteristic of Buddhism. In order for a society's organizational network to be transparent, you must not have a strong notion of it when you achieve something within the organization. Considering the long years of human reincarnation, a lifetime may indeed be similar to a trip of about 10 days. If you think differently and make it big, everything is seen from a different angle. It will be difficult to get rid of the idea of who you are, but if you think about it in the direction of extinguishing it, everything will look different. It is natural that individual lives are guaranteed in society. That was what it originally started for, but as things go on for a long time, it goes in a strange direction. This trip made me think a lot about the group. Even though an oil field was discovered in Norway, it is said to save all the money exported without spending a little bit for future generations. And after 2 years, it is said that they will switch to both electric and gas cars, and they use bicycles much more than cars. If you go to the highest floor of the Munch Museum with a nice view of the sea, you will find a sky bar, and the view is really nice. I couldn't drink alcohol, so I had a glass of Coke. But the sunshine was nice, and it was good for resting my feet from looking at the paintings. I thought about my son majoring in art. An artist who does art is a person who dreams of another world. When society becomes transparent, there will be more places for young people who dream. I see a lot of people thinking that if they give up their greed, they will have no meaning to live, and if those who have them give up their selfishness, they will have a place to breathe, which will make the world really beautiful. Northern Europe had so many seas. Personally, I like Busan very much, but Northern Europe was like Busan. There were so many seagulls. When I came home from hearing seagulls, I could hear frogs. I feel like I came on a trip because the house is so unfamiliar. The familiar and unfamiliarity of the house is all based on thoughts. I think the house is familiar because it strengthens the idea that the house is mine. Life is like a trip. If you give up the idea that the house is mine, you feel that life is a trip. It's really cool.